before. I do need to do a bit of planning and thinking. This man is ever unpredictable. As we go into map 1, it's Tropical Sacrifice. This man in the top right, representing the Juggernauts, hailing from Vietnam. Always a smile on his face. It's MeomaikA.
The man from Nam. And in the bottom left, representing the UK, representing Pakistan and himself and the Protoss race, this is TeebuL.
Nice safe gate scout for TeebuL. Up against the just pull first into, no doubt, a hatchery. A gas usually about a minute 30 or a minute 40 for Meo. And he does obviously open up with the extractor trick before this as well, because Meo loves the extractor trick. Oh, that's a very good block for TeebuL, though.
Well timed, that probe scout. Pretty cool that you can drop the gateway and get over here to block that hatch. I mean, Meo is the kind of nerd that likes to drop pull first. So it times out very nice. I think if you go hatch first, you don't block it, right?
Yeah, no, not with the gate scout. So in this case, it feels really good as TeebuL to already get that. He saw that there wasn't that much lava saved up, so there can't be 6 Zerglings on the way, just 4. And TeebuL's going to go Cybercore, then Pylon and Second Gas, all before Nexus. Wow. Okay, this is a very special build. I think he's going to be rushing out Oracle to get in there before the Spore Crawlers are done for Meo.
All right, well, plan's starting to get formulated here for TeebuL. This map kind of, I know it's not the same at all, but this map kind of reminds me of Zen a little bit. Just the way it's lined out, the tile set, all that sort of thing.
I forgot,
you know what I mean?
Zen, man.
Yeah.
I forgot about that map. I'm literally Google imaging it now to remind myself, but like I kind of remember it.
Sorry, I didn't want to.
Oh no, of course. Yeah, Zen, the one with like the beautiful gardens and like lily pads.
It was a rush
stuff.
map. Yeah, it had the rush maps and it had like the stepping stone gardens through the middle, and then it had like a ramp into the natural that was super close rush distance, but you had to mine it to get in there.
Does the Overlords do that pylon on the natural? I don't think it does.
No, I
so...
think you just missed it.
Ooh,
oh, no, it did. Okay.
There we go. So yeah, just barely missed
not the
it.
one on the left though.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate there for Meo. So he's not going to know about the Stargate. I really do think this is just TeebuL saying, hey, I just chrono 2 oracles, find some damage, get in under his skin. Only a single adept, so he didn't go for the double adept pressure, but an interesting change up. This does slow down your economic growth a lot, and I kind of feel like it handicaps your growth. I don't know, man. It's fascinating. If he gets really good damage with the oracles, it's totally fine. But Meo, if he... Oh, he's just not building extra queens, though, is he? No spores, no queens. This is definitely something that could find the damage. But if the Overlord sees the oracle leaving, Meo will be good. So it'd be interesting if his camera snaps over there as that oracle goes past the Overlord.
An oracle about to pop out here for TeebuL. Next 3/4 of the way done, and Meo still unknown of the dangers within.
Oracle does not get spotted yet. The Lings will see it.
Spore immediately.
Meo, yeah, it looks like he looks at it. So he's immediately dropping those spores. Obviously, they won't be done in time. Let's see if he can minimize these worker losses, though. The Queen out front, ready to intercept. Wants to start getting some hits on that Oracle as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
nice stack. Good stack on the drones. Yep, makes it very hard to target fire them. Oh, the Oracle stalls out for a moment. Manages to get only 3 kills.
All right.
Very well done by Meo.
Yeah, this actually has been pretty well mitigated for sure. Put a lot of hit points on those oracles, the oracle rather. With the second one coming across the map, now TeebuL has one-shot potential where you can really mince a drone line to pieces. But Meo is getting more and more prepared. Like, he's a guy that doesn't want to overmake queens, though. He never usually makes that many. So
wants the Hydras to take up that role, so he's going to skip on it if he can.
Oh, Queen will lose this fight.
Oh, Oracle's going to sack itself for it. Oh, that's very, very costly. Remember, TeebuL is going to play with a fair little bit of ping, so microing the Oracle, it's one of the most sensitive units in the game. That's a lot of Lings coming out now. It looks like Meo, that's so many Lings so early. This is a bit of a crazy move because there's no third up, and I don't think there's going to be a third for a while. Meo should absolutely, I think, hide those Zerglings and then hope that TeebuL moves out to take a third, because he could be way higher on the workers if he didn't build 30 of them. That being said, the Adepts coming in, plenty of Zerglings ready for that. Meo kind of hiding his Lings and lets him come in and says, it's a trap, mate. Only one drone for 2 Adepts. Perfect D.
Well baited. Now, is the D good enough to handle the next phase of the plan, which seems to be Prism and a lot of Glaive Adepts for TeebuL? starts getting towards
Hmm.
it. I don't like, Glaive the Depths are obviously good at the bonus against light units, which Lings and Hydras are.
Yeah.
But I really feel like a ball of Ling and Hydras still shreds Adepts if they catch them on creep, though.
Well, it's all about the numbers, right?
Yeah,
It's
of
it's
course.
so tricky because the adepts, even with the attack speed bonus, like if you get on top of the hydras, that's all good. But yeah, because it's so glass cannony, the Hydra Ling army. If there's like just 5 more hydras than you want there to be, and it's like, oh, I killed 10 zerglings with like 12 adepts. It's like it just suddenly it goes from what could be a good fight to a terrible fight. Now, this works really good at killing someone who's greedily going up to Hydra Ling Bane, or if you've got a very good start. But in this scenario, a 2 base, 41 drone, or 41 probe, I should say, adept all in. He can defend. He won't die immediately. The thing is that Meo has the flexibility. As you said, creep spread's going to be good as well. He's only got like 1 tumor, but even that is really good. Unless he can shade on top and force the fight, Meo can always back out, keep growing his Hydra number, and the adepts don't get better with time.
Yeah, the Oracle is coming home, and the Adepts have begun their assault here, starting with the 3rd hatchery, which I think was actually his 2nd hatchery, but anyway. Ooh, 2 drone kills, and they're going to shade back. Good start here for TeebuL.
That was very nice. Ooh, Roach Horn's on the way for Meo as well. Yeah, if he can get Roaches out. I mean, this is what he did, I think, last time against TeebuL. There was a game where he did this. I'm not sure if it's TeebuL or a different Protoss player, but either way, the idea was the moment he sees the Adepts, Meo will back out of what would otherwise be a committed attack, and he'll just be like, oh no, I don't need to do that anymore. Oh, that's huge!
Doesn't catch it. Now, Meo usually goes Muscular Augments first on the Hydras instead of Groove Spines, the Hydra movement speed. Has he got that upgrade?
I'm not sure if he has...
He does, yep.
Yeah, just that. No groove spines yet. Interesting. Of course, he's so low on gas, it does make sense. You can't afford everything here. Still roaming around the front, and TeebuL feels like is pinned in his base.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy massing units, and it feels like he should be the one starting the assault right now, but is a little bit afraid about how many units MeomaikA might have. Oh my god, there's so many Adepts. Oh my god.
Oh, Roaches aren't building. Meo's scouting is really lacking. Remember, Meo F2s a lot, so he pulls all of his spotters home, and these Adepts are distracting him. If he doesn't see these Adepts coming, I mean, he should be building Roaches right now. He's got the Roach tech, but he's only building Hydras and Lings. Lings are pretty terrible against that number of Adepts. So he's got to be careful. I think Meo has the numbers. He might be able to beat this with the wrong unit composition and over droning right now. He only sees it now. He stumbles into the Adepts. Big mistake for Meo there.
So many Lings. He's lost like a dozen Lings to start the fight, which is obviously terrible. Hatchery, you're going to start up here. The Adepts can get that cancel, but it kind of slows them down a little bit. Oh,
Ooh.
not for a kill, though. That's no good. All right, well, Roaches are on the way, a little bit late to the party, but it's time for Meo to see what he can do.
Wow, Meo not building any Roaches till the last second. He's left it a bit too late, and those Adepts are in his main. Oh my lord. This is looking to be a bit of a disaster. His heavy Ling-based army does not do well versus this. It's such a late all-in. It shouldn't be that effective, but it's exactly perfect against the way Meo plays.
Yeah, not good enough scouting from MeomaikA. A little bit of complacency and a little bit of miss micro, and all of a sudden you've got the Adepts in the main, completely cutting off all of his tech from the rest of the body. He's cutting the brain off the stem right now, and without that, all he's got is a bunch of light units, a few Roaches and Ravagers, and Hydras down the bottom. Oh, he's getting up the ramp, surprisingly.
Oh,
but it's a bit of a meat grinder.
I don't think this is where Meo needs to fight. I think he's already lost the main base, so why go up the ramp? Why not just keep him pinned in there? He's going up there anyway, but he's getting shredded. Moving into the Adepts doesn't allow you to use your advantage, which is the range of those Hydras. The Groove Spines gives you a range advantage, a 2-range advantage over the Adepts. But now, a very good fight for TeebuL. Is it good enough? The army supply is still very close right now. TeebuL going into the Robo Bay. It's 2 base versus 2 base. Meo's Roach Warren is still alive. I don't know what tech he's lost. I don't think he has a spawning pool or Hydra Den right now.
Yeah, he's lost those 2 and the lair, obviously. But with the Roach Warren, maybe he can get something done. And see that TeebuL is almost certainly just going straight for Disruptors here. If he can get Disruptors out, then it's very, very hard for MeomaikA to counter all in, if that's what he wants to do, which is kind of his option at the moment. I don't think he's going to have it. I don't think he's got a macro game in his near future.
Wow, the Queen goes down, as is the Creep Tumor there. A few more Roaches are producing right now. Disruptors on the way, as well as the Colossus upgrade, so maybe going for a little bit of both, right? Colossus to deal with the Hydra Zergling, but do you really need it? No. I mean, with that many Adepts, you've got all the anti-light you need. It feels to me like TeebuL, he's not probing. He's taken a third, but absolutely planning for a follow-up push to try and finish this.
Speaking of pushing, MeomaikA's been pushing that R button in nice and tight, and he's got plenty of them on the field right now. Not a huge army supply lead for the Zerg, though. So kind of feels like the Protoss might have their pieces, and of course it all depends on that disruptor and how effective that is as well. But doesn't seem like Meo is going to be chilling at home. Once this round of Roaches coming out, I think we're going to see a Zerg parade.
And Roaches, I mean, they beat the heck out of Adepts pretty damn well, but you add the disruptor and it changes everything. So a very awkward position to be in for Meo. You know, what'd be funny is if he just starts 1-1 upgrades and drones back up here. Like the composition is not that well rounded for TeebuL. TeebuL's work account
and he's not probing at all. Like, it's on 41 probes. If Meo knew how low his probes were, Meo might actually just drone here.
And actually, TeebuL pushes into him, not realizing that Meo's been building Roaches this whole time. Oh, Meo's setting up a giant flanking force, and he doesn't know about it just yet. The Hydra's going to try and push the Oracle back.
Okay, the Oracle will be big, and he doesn't quite get it. That's TeebuL's warning, that Oracle. His creep removal as well.
Be good if Meo came in from the left as well. He doesn't have any Ravagers to break force fields, so those sentries could be absolute game changers. TeebuL's going for it.
Oh my god, it's time for Meo to spring the trap.
Oh, coming in from
He lost that disruptor. He gets the disruptor immediately.
The
Climbing for the
Colossus.
Colossus as well.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Wow.
MeomaikA doesn't have enough units to get this done. He needs those Roaches down the ramp, but the force fields are keeping a lot of them at bay.
Yeah, those force fields were really good, but the Adepts just have such bad damage versus Roaches.
TeebuL.
Wow. Meo always finds a way, man. What a bizarre game one to start this time. I mean, everybody should have known. You see MeomaikA, you know something very unique will be delivered, but TeebuL brought his own unique stuff as well. Unfortunately for him, it looks like game one is getting out of hand. Of course, this all goes back to the early Oracles. A little bit of, miss micro, losing 2 of his early Oracles and not getting much damage done with them, even though he committed so much. So TeebuL was always fighting from behind, and it seems like the strategy did work well, but using up one of your surprise cards here against Meo and not getting the win for it always feels bad.
You can't out-weird MeomaikA. I don't think it's possible. Like trying to out-cheese Haas. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, you might, you have a dance-off with him. You try and do some one of those lame, like, shopping trolley dances. He doesn't care, dude. He starts doing the
Shuffle,
worm.
something from, like, 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, he starts doing the Velvet Shuffle. I can see Meo doing that.
Yeah. I would pay a lot of money to watch MeomaikA do the Velvet Shuffle.
Glorious, man. Meo's got the upgrades now coming in. Solid work account, rebuilding his lair. Very nice. So, each disruptor, they're basically getting briefed right now. General TeebuL's like, all right, guys, each one of you needs to hit at least 13 Roaches every shot. That's the average, batting average, okay?
It's the speech from the beginning of Inglorious Bastards. You owe me a debit. So they said every single one of those disruptors.
Oh my god. Which one's the bear, man? I don't know.
Probably whoever comes out of this Dark Shrine, which is on the way here for TeebuL. Of course, with the lair done, Meo is going to have mobile detection in those overseers, but until the time being, the Dark Shrine does take 1,000 years to build. It's quite a while before we'll see the Invisible Men.
Yeah, no, TeebuL just doesn't have the supply in this game to really make much happen, but what a weird and interesting turn of events. I'm still questioning his opening. I do think blocking the natural was great, and it was a good setup to play a more normal game from there, but he also sent a lot of Adepts in, and I think 1 or 2 pairs did quite a bit, but a lot of pairs fell flat, right? A lot of them were kind of just getting picked off, and we've seen games, because Meo F2 so much, where he will lose, like, 40 drones over the course of the, like, 5 to 10 minute mark, just to random pairs of Adept shading him continually. Like, so it's a good move that's paid off in the past, but this time, with how many Adepts have gone down, it just has not found the same effect that TeebuL's looking for.
Now, lair is done, but there's no overseers just yet, so it looks like these DTs might be able to get a hatchery here.
Could be a very good move.
Or they want the drone line, okay.
Yeah, drones are going to be higher impact damage. I mean, he needs very high impact damage right now, so splitting a DT into each base, or 2 into 2 bases, going to be very effective.
Sees the Spire as well.
Big damage. Yep. Good info.
Big scout, big damage. Very, very good move from TeebuL, and he might even kill the Spire here. These 2 DTs do a ton of damage to buildings.
The ones in the third got out of there. He could recall these if he wants to really quickly. Otherwise, looks like they will get caught. Yeah. There we go. Nice round for Meo on one of them. The DTs go back in on the third, though. Meo's whole army is up in the main right now. Oh, has he only got 1 Overseer? Oh, the other one just morphed a bit later.
Yeah, he had 2, but they one of them's got sieged up in the natural, like the Overseer range detection. And oh my god, he's lost his 4th hatchery, and that's kind of unacceptable. Should never have happened.
Yeah, if this was anything approximating an even game, that would be a disaster for MeomaikA. It's one of those things you're like, this is unacceptable, and it is in terms of his standards as a player. But he still finds himself with an avalanche. And yeah, TeebuL is basically, this little army here is Simba in the gorge at the start of the Lion King, dude. It's going to be about 500 billion wildebeests just friggin' running down there, and he better find a tree to climb up right now.
Yeah, you don't want to be Mufasa in that situation.
Uh-uh.
Spoilers for a 30-year-old Disney movie. But yeah, like that is a ton of disruptors. The Spire really would have been the killing blow, I feel, for TeebuL. He's not respecting it, by the way, the Spire. I think that he thinks he's got the cancel. That Meo's not going to remake it. But it may not matter. Obviously, Meo is up nearly 100 supply in, I mean, just in army. They've got about the same worker count, 46 and 44.
Let's see what he can do. It's a very low-tech army, and there's a lot of disruptors out. I feel like Meo... There is part of me that's like, get a move on, dude. And there's another part that says, I trust his micro. Yes, he hates Winruptors, as he calls them. But he definitely is getting set up. I mean, I'd like to see a big surround on that army. But yeah, it's hard to force the issue in this situation. And TeebuL still has such a long way to go to actually recover. Hidden base is a good idea.
I love that TeebuL's getting this 4th Nexus, and he's got like 44 probes.
Yeah, and that's like, well, with main and natural are mostly mined out, right, as well. So like,
oh yeah, true. Yeah.
44 probes. It's like you actually need a 4th base. This is one of those games, man.
Because, you know, 17-minute mark. I forgot how long this game's been going for.
Every bit of tech coming in from Meo. 2-2 infestation Bane Nest. He wants to swap off the Roach Hydra to faster, more agile units. But of course, the Archon count makes it scary for Zerglings.
Oh, good try. I like the disruptor flank.
Oh,
it's dead though.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Oh, those Lings looking for the run by on the natural. Oh my gosh, watch out, Meo.
Good split. Only cost a couple of units there.
Could have been a lot worse, but yeah, he's doing pretty well, is Meo, at not, you know, headbutting. I'm kind of waiting to see what he's going to do, though, to really push TeebuL out of this game. I think TeebuL seems to have really accepted the fate of playing Meo in a series of StarCraft, which is, you know, you're going into the weird zone, you're stepping into the upside down, and he seems to have packed some sandwiches. You know, he brought a canteen filled with water. He's happy to hang out in the weird zone for a while, even in a game where you should have no chance of winning. He's like, it's Meo. So what's the bet he didn't rebuild his economy? You know, he could probably infer just from the way the game is like, that army is huge. Did he not rebuild after I did all that damage? Like, can I actually sneak a corner base here? Can I maybe build one big unkillable army?
And Meo's about to hold the muter button, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have that much supply free, though, which is, I think, part of why he's waiting. I think he wants to build, like, 30 at a time, and he finds the hidden base, which is really good.
Which is that's the win. You get that many meters out. It's just F2A, which is Meo's favorite win, an F2A.
Does he have Blink? I think he should.
I think he only has... Okay, no Blink.
Can't afford it in a game like this. Makes sense. Like, you know, you need every disruptor and Archon you can get. That gas is coming in at a premium, and there we go. Mass Roach army, great for dealing with the Archons and the Stalkers, but the disruptors are so scary for them. But doing a good job of just threatening in and out with the Roaches. The Lings coming around the backside. Oh my god, he wants to sandwich this army. About 80 Zerglings coming from the south side. They are upgraded 2-2, but he can't find the angle. TeebuL realizes what's happening. He saw Probe get surrounded by Mass Ling on that middle bridge of this map just yesterday, and he said, that will not be my fate. He's down 50 army supply, but he's got a way higher quality army. If they clash just front-on, head-on engagement, TeebuL will smash.
Wow, big pick off on that Nexus there. Keep in mind that TeebuL also lost the 6 o'clock Nexus that he kind of hid.
And that one. And the natural. Uh-oh.
And the natural, all right.
Oh, the door's open.
And with these Lings and Roaches getting thinned out, I think we're going to see the T button get held. And because he's been investing in those attack upgrades for the flying, the flap flaps as well. And I think that might be it for TeebuL. He's going to go all in. Yeah. And the flap flaps will be coming out momentarily. These Roaches engaging here. Definitely not time to engage it. This is a bad position for Meo that he's going into. And he's pulled, units! There we go.
Pulled out of the natural as well.
I don't want to scream at Meo, but there we go. 29 muters.
Yeah, there we go. There we go, indeed. There was some clear hero mechanics being used there by MeomaikA, as we call the F2 button these days. The DTs get another 8 drones as well. Dude, TeebuL has done such a good job to make this look competitive. Obviously, I don't think he can beat these muters unless they clump up and fly into the Archons. He should just base trade probably, but 29 muters, +1 attack upgrade. No upgrades on the field for TeebuL whatsoever.
Oh, no, he canceled +2, I guess, because he had it on the way for the muters, but there's the magic box over the Archons.
God. Massive disruptors on the Roaches. Dude, absolutely disgusting, but they still add enough damage on the Stalkers to clear it out.
Yeah. And there it is, the GG. Definitely not the cleanest game of StarCraft you'll ever see, but action-packed.
Action-packed indeed. Meo there with a smile on his face there as the dust settles. I always love looking at his camera because he's just like so jolly and he's always smiling to himself, having a bit of a giggle. Definitely TeebuL opening not going the way he wanted there. Very quick double gas, early Stargate, looking for Oracle momentum. I think in TeebuL's head that was like, hey, I'll get to that base, I'll kill like 8 drones with my first Oracle, then I'll join up with the second one, we'll get another 6. And then I can just do this Adept all in off a really solid situation. I'll keep drip feeding Adepts in until I'm ready to do the big attack. Like, we're going to just harass him to death. And first Oracle got 3 drones, heavily damaged. Lost an Oracle, killing the Queen on the second run through. Definitely not the opening TeebuL was looking for. The fact that he made the game as close as it was and almost got him despite that. Definitely something that's encouraging for the Protoss player.
Indeed. Well, that is game 1 in the books, and we've got more maps to go, guys. So do not go away. Meo versus TeebuL, game 2, coming up after the break. See you then. G'day StarCraft fans, and welcome back. You are watching the DreamHack Masters main event here for the Oceania Rest of Asia region. And we've got a Rest of Asia throwdown showdown between MeomaikA and TeebuL, with Meo currently being up 1-0. And, you know, it was a bit of a mud wrestle. There was a lot of, it was one of those clean fights where the referee wasn't looking, and each one of them pulled a blade about 8 times during the fight that the referee did not see.
Yeah, it was down and dirty, man. It was super weird, super fast, and from there it didn't get any more normal. Not every day you see a double gas Stargate before Nexus opening versus Zerg. Meo's openings are always weird. The game got weirder from there. We had, I mean, the main base went down, the lair, the Hydra Den, the spawning pool. And yet, despite that, the Zerg player ended up winning. You know, it feels like we're back in 2013. There was force fields on ramps. You know, Slayer's Arthur. That's who I'm like. Who's the guy who abused the force field on top of the ramp more than anyone? It was Arthur. That was it.
Yeah, and then a lot of people thought, hey, that's pretty cool. And then they started doing it all over the place. In other Protosses all over the ladder. And that was the Wings of Liberty days. Yeah. When 4 sentries could really mince up a drone line. Sentries actually did damage. And yeah, the strategy still lives on. There's echoes of that strategy now, you know, 10 years down the line.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nasty set of circumstances there for Meo. He's so Zergling focused, right? That's his bread and butter, but he is quick to swap to Roach Hydra if he feels the need to. He was a bit slow to do it in that game. He'd started the tech, but hadn't really started building them yet. Could have made his life a lot easier if he just had about 10 more Roaches out when that push came. I think he's going to be on his toes, though. I do not expect anything like Game 1 in the future games from TeebuL, simply because you've already shown your hand on that one. Meo will adapt and adjust. I'm expecting a bit more of a greedy opening, and who knows? Maybe we'll even see something like a Nexus first come out at some point, though. As I say it, I'm like, yeah, verse pool first and fallings every game, probably a bit too dangerous.
Yeah. Well, this is the man that's always an enigma. Big question mark over this guy's head. What's he going to do? And we don't even know. Let's tune in and find out. In the bottom right here, this is MeomaikA.
And his opponent in the top left, studying to become a doctor. We call him Dr. Protoss. He's a lover of the Dark Templar. His name is TeebuL. Interestingly, TeebuL opened up with a 13 pylon and the double gas again. So similar opening to last game, I believe. Once again, rushing the Cybercore route and the Stargate. I wouldn't mind a double adept pressure. It's just always tough trying to do any sort of gateway pressure with those early Zerglings out of the map from MeomaikA. This time around, it is actually hatch first from Meo, though. So TeebuL isn't necessarily going to expect that. And yeah, I wonder, is it just always going to be rushing the Stargate out? Are we just trying to lean into the Oracles being earlier and earlier? Wouldn't it be crazy if TeebuL just does the exact same strategy but tries to do it a little bit cleaner this time?
TeebuL even getting a corner pylon here in the far left.
That's to warp in his secret adepts, right? I think.
Potentially.
I think, yeah. I think he's just going to... Is he actually going to build a Stargate
He's keeping
there?
the probe there. Yeah, he's keeping the probe there,
Wow.
which... Otherwise, yeah, he's not scouting at all. So this has to be for something proxied.
It's a crazy build here from TeebuL. A very quick Stargate going down. Guess it's hard to see the Oracle leaving the base when it comes out from a weird angle like that. A Zealot coming across the map, Adept behind it. TeebuL's going to be mounting some pressure onto Meo here. Wow, okay. Meo hasn't started building many units yet. He really needs to start pumping Zerglings. He's got Zealots coming into his base. He now sees no expansion with the Overlord. He also sees a Zealot arriving at his side of the map. He was about to take a third base. Spinecrawler, 2 Lings, 2 Queens, and Ling Speed all going down immediately. Good quick reaction from Meo. But of course, TeebuL's trying to bait him into an overreaction. TeebuL seeing that Spine is already going to feel pretty good about this.
Yeah, exactly. And the Spine obviously is going to help against a ground army, which is what Meo's expecting here. But of course, the danger will be coming from the skies. Oracle number 1 on the way here for TeebuL. A good mitigation of the, you know, this single Zealot and being annoying. Meo, I wouldn't say he's overreacted just yet.
Oh, gets a drone at the end there, though. Very nice. Definitely worth it. A lot of mining time. That is very effective. The Oracle's going to be coming across the map very early. Built a spine crawler, having that finished as well. Effectively another drone and 100 minerals that are not going to help against just Oracle harass. Spores go down very fast though. Game sense for Meo here, cluing onto TeebuL after what he did in the last game.
Yeah, and the Overlord sees the Oracle at the bottom side if Meo is looking at the minimap, and it seems like Meo's really kind of shut this down already with the Oracle not even arriving yet.
As long as the Oracle doesn't get wasteful, it's fine, right? Oracles are always about preserving. It's the Oracle flying in here that's very dangerous. Yeah, extra damage is really bad. So those last few hits does make that a little bit more costly for TeebuL. It's going for a Phoenix after the second Oracle as well. Meo's drone count is really bad right now. Like, it's very low. He doesn't have a third hatchery started. He's built a lot of Zerglings, a Spine, 2 Spores. Essentially, TeebuL's just forced a low economy game. I mean, his work account's very weak as well, right? So he's just forced a weird low economy game.
Yeah,
he's forced Meo off his standard build order as well. I mean, I don't think TeebuL's ahead, but the Oracles could still find damage.
Good zoning with these queens from Meo, about as good as you can ask for. And the Overlord rolls in, sees the Phoenix, sees a couple of depths. I'm not sure if it saw the other two shading out there the outside, but it's not really... You know, the end of days, Meo does have defenses at home, still has those lings, hasn't lost those lings, diving them into somewhere silly. So can still hold, you know, a couple of depths, just trying to shade in the mineral line. TeebuL's just trying to find an opening in the swinging guillotine of the Zerg's defenses.
I know that Haas likes to play Mass +1 charge zealots in general. And as a practice partner of MeomaikA and someone who's taught him a lot in the last few years, you know, Meo always says he struggles with that. He says, oh, mass charge zealot's very scary, right? And he's kind of openly said that. But the player's not really willing to do that because they know he will swap into roaches.
No,
the
I
depths,
don't know about that one.
Yeah, 3 queens and the lings on top. Only gets like 1 drone there. Could have focus fired to get at least 2, but not as good as he wanted. The Oracle's going to go and he's going to do the old Phoenix lift trick. Phoenix will tank there for that. Very nice moves. The Oracle's going to get a lot of workers.
Yeah, 6 workers, very nice. TeebuL, turned for the revelation on the queens, and it cost him an Oracle, but he did get 6 drones.
Yeah, he's going Blink and a third Nexus now, so it looks like TeebuL does want to play Blink here up against the Ling Hydra style. Yeah, I mean, this is something where obviously Stalkers can blink back, batteries, cannons are great with them. The maneuverability is so good, but the overkill on the Zerglings is always what sucks so much, right? You're shooting 10 Stalker shots into 1 Zergling more often than not, and it ends up being a situation where the Zergling damage output is so much higher that you've got to really be afraid.
Most certainly. Once again, in true MeomaikA fashion, if you ever wanted to take the nameplates away and you wanted to know which Zerg this is, normally you would count creep trimmers as well because he wasn't a fan of it for a long time. But pleased to see a bit more creep spread from MeomaikA in these matchups. But going Hydra Den, that's step 1. Seeing muscular augments first, that's step 2. That's the MeomaikA we know and love.
Double Evo went down for Meo as well. Signs of him wanting to play a much bigger macro game this time around. Stasis Trap does freeze those lings, but they spot the third base. And Blink was cancelled. So TeebuL went Charge now, Forge, Templar Archives. Looks like he wants to play some sort of Zealot Archon-based style. Up against what is double upgrade Hydra Zergling from Meo. No sign of a Baneling Nest just yet. It's even when he's getting upgrades, he still might play pure Hydra Zergling.
Yeah, it's just the way he likes to play, and this is all, again, like without a Baneling Nest, which is obviously fantastic against things like Balls of Charge lots. But he cuts that. He saves that gas for, you know, going to Hive, getting Adrenal, getting more and more Hydras.
It's a very explosive style, you know, because the Banelings are single use, even though they're great in certain situations, just having more Hydra Ling, it gives you this amazing ability to just zoom around the map, jump on anything that's left sticking out by your opponent, just destroy it. Cannons and batteries are getting doubled down on by TeebuL, but Meo's continuing to build workers, 11 more workers, and he does actually drop a Baneling Nest, so
wow.
Meo's actually getting very flexible here, showing that he can play a different style than expected. Now, yesterday, when he was playing Hydra Ling, he added slow Banes just to clear the batteries and cannons. So he might not go Bane speed. It might be that same sort of thing. Hey, just kill your static with the Banes. No Storm yet. Just Stasis Traps, Cannons, Archons. I mean, TeebuL is definitely behind in this game. Even though he's got a bit higher tech and some good static, his army supply is down by 30. And that gap is going to continue to widen.
Yeah, especially like Meo is kind of done droning for now as he gets his 4th hatchery up. It is all about making units and getting up that next round of tier 2 upgrades. High Templar getting rolled in, but it does seem more and more like TeebuL just wants to go for a lot of Archons with to round out his charge lots. He's keeping high Templar here at this base, which means like he wants to get the energy. There's the Storm, okay. So I'm just like, I was just a little bit confused by it. But there it is. There it is. Took a little bit. I mean, Storm is 200. 200 is very expensive. So, you know, like you mentioned, he doesn't have a ton of money.
I mean, Storm's so good versus the heavy Ling Hydra style that Meo plays. But Banes will be coming in and definitely going to be needing a lot more units as time goes on. The Hydra count's starting to grow. Zealot does get taken out there. Prism on the right side could definitely distract Meo and start getting some Zealot run-bys on the north. But a 73 worker economy, 1-1 upgrades are finished. +2 melee starting. Baneling speed is on the way. He's also adding a Roach Road. Meo just wants every single piece of lair tech available. You know, this is normally it's Hydraling Bane or it's Roach Ravager Bane. But Meo, he's doing a little bit of a mix of everything. He wants to have that lair tech flexibility, and he's got the army momentum.
Now, this base is really good for dropping a Prism in. And looks like TeebuL's actually going to be able to do that really easily on the main base, which is super naked, by the way. Like, there's no defenses in the main for MeomaikA.
Oh, the Queen pulling on back there. The Zealots going in towards the main base. They are trying to do exactly what they can to distract and buy time. You don't want to throw too many Zealots away. It does end up being wasteful. Remember, Meo's already ahead on supply, so every negative trade you take is just putting you further behind, even if it buys you a few seconds. If you can't get more Storm up. Oh my lord.
He does not want to come home. He's like, I don't want to look at the main ever again. I want to watch my army.
That's exactly it, mate. 3 spines in the 5th as well. Like, he's just going ham on the static. Roach speed coming in as well. More High Templar are morphing in right now. TeebuL's army is just so much smaller. He is at less than half the army supply. Roaches coming in now. Going to be way better at absorbing Storm and absorbing those Archon splashes as well.
MeomaikA has become MeomaikA 2.0, man. This is actually legit creep spread for this fine gentleman. Now, guys, I know you're going to be like, Maynard, this is just standard creep spread. You don't understand. If you've never seen MeomaikA before, he would literally drop 1 creep tumor the entire game.
Yeah, no, he's allergic to it, mate. This is like watching Fear Dragon drink a glass of whole milk, you know. This is
eat a whole bowl of pine nuts.
yeah, exactly. Just pick up some peanut butter and chuck it down his throat. Like, it's let's just say not good for the allergies. The Zealots coming in, they are going to distract. TeebuL's pushing the middle at the same time, pushes into that army, does drop some Psy Storms. It's mostly Archons and Storm, but the Roaches coming out are going to make this very difficult for TeebuL. Think TeebuL can't really push right now. He's gonna have to stay in that defensive stance. And dude, +2 melee, +2 range kicking in. This is a tough position. On the other hand, Archons and Battery Overcharge, that is a very powerful meat shield.
Certainly is. And Mia's got the power here. It is all low tech, but it is strong low tech. 2-2 low tech and lots of it. He's got double the army supply almost of TeebuL right now. Trying to hit the 4th base and also the 3rd. TeebuL doing some storms here, but those Roaches can handle a bit of bad weather.
Oh, nice Ice Storms on the top. The bottom side, though, he's already dodged a bunch of storms, has Meo, and that one as well. You can really see Meo abusing the fact that he has got that insane micro, and TeebuL, of course, playing with that little bit of latency is going to make it hard because you're so afraid of Meo, a guy who just commits with 0 fear. You don't want to throw the storm down even half a second late, or he's just going to take your army out. But now he's very low on Psy Storms on this bottom side. He's going to need the Battery Overcharge to go down. There it goes. The Cannon Archon is holding the line okay, but my god, that's a lot of Hydras.
Certainly is. TeebuL had one more storm there on that High Templar, but it did go down. It is now Archons. Oh, a couple more storms coming in from the down back. Can he get some good storms? He does get a couple.
Juicy.
Good connections. That's going to have to make MeomaikA just pull back for now. Regenerate some hit points and regenerate those Roach numbers. And my god, those Roach numbers. He is still holding that R button. He's basically maxed, and I think 80% of it is Roaches.
I once had 13 Immortals in an army versus MeomaikA, and he beat me with pure Roach, mate. It is something to be scared of. It is actually disgusting. Like, you got to be real careful. You need the Storms, you need the Archons, you need the batteries. The Roach Hydra eats some big storms. Hasn't really done any economic damage yet, but the Archons are starting to fall very quickly.
Killing so many units.
Ooh.
Yeah, these Archons dying is going to be the nail in the coffin for TeebuL. Unfortunately, Zealot's going to help out a fair bit against these Roaches, but only for so long. Oracle shows up. Everything's coming to the front line. Oh, shield batteries are drained. I don't know if he's got overcharge left, but he does. Oh, he does have overcharge. Just kicks in now. Those 3 Immortals with +2 attack are slapping pretty hard against these Roaches. And Meo is not one to usually invest too much in Carapace upgrades, but he is now looking at it after starting +3 ranged attack there for those Roaches and Hydras.
He may have already broken the backbone, though, because the High Templar have just warped in. They don't have Storm energy. If he pushes in right now, he might feel forced, TeebuL that is, to morph into Archons. It's a very scary spot to be in. He's still, of course, only on 4 bases versus 5 base Zerg. Meo can take a 6th base here as well. He's adding +3 range, Vipers, a couple more drones coming out as well. Thinking about hitting this left side, there's a lot of static down here.
Stasis going to grab most of those lings, but not the biggest of deals. Meo just goes, that's all right, we'll pull back. Keep your secrets.
Oh, Random Immortal does luckily escape getting taken out. So much static for TeebuL. This is actually really good. I mean, the army's not getting that much better for Meo, right?
He just got a couple Vipers, so the army is getting a little better. But it is still, you're right. There's no Ultra Den here. There's no, Spire or anything like that. It is still tier 2 Zerg. No lurkers.
Yeah. It feels like you should have outscaled him, but Vipers can't be the correct transition here, man. I mean, just speaking about... I know Meo doesn't care about logic and normal stuff, but going that into a guy who's already gone Storm...
You got your meta brain. You're like,
it's not the meta. It's unit counters. There's like a unit counter, High Templar counter Viper, man.
You even brought up the very example, man. This is where this is. You're like, oh, this immortal. It's meant to counter the roach. No, you're not living in MeomaikA's world. The roaches win against immortals in MeomaikA's land. Just like the Viper is the perfect counter to a bunch of stalkers. Blink.
Yeah, Meo saw that episode of Oprah about the secret way back when, and he was like, you know what? If I just believe the Vipers can just
believe.
Watch him abduct some High Templar now. I bet he does it. He's just like, I will fight my fear.
Yeah. See, there he grabs the Immortals. The Immortals are dead. Fantastic. I mean, this looks like a pretty good armor. The arming for TeebuL is definitely getting better. MeomaikA had a big window where he was super far ahead, but TeebuL is actually starting to look quite scary the more time goes forward, because I don't look at the trades real quick, but Meo has not been super efficient.
I don't like the Stalkers, to be honest.
Oh, it's not too bad. Not too bad, actually.
Yeah, even though I mean, it's definitely starting to go more in TeebuL's favor now. But Meo's not got that big an economy. And I gotta say, I'm not sure about the Stalkers. Everything else I love in TeebuL's army, though. It's a ground-killing army, and I mean, Meo's had map control and such a bank for so long. A Broodlord switch would have been just undeniably amazing as a way to finish him off. I think that's part of why TeebuL's going Blink Stalkers, because he figures with Storm to clear the ground, Blink Stalkers can take out Broodlords. It's a decent budget way of countering that. DT attack's going to start to try and trickle in as well, but there's Spores and Spines everywhere. Meo will lose some Queens on the right side. This is a big army of Protoss coming in.
Certainly is, and these Vipers don't have enough juice to be any assistance whatsoever. I'm not sure what else they can do. Maybe a yoink on Disruptor would be great, but yeah. And that actually is starting to make sense why these Vipers exist. I think MeomaikA is expecting and fearing the Disruptor right now, the Winruptor, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the thing is, with High Templar already out, and he's not gathering energy on those Vipers. Oh my lord.
Big storms. Wow.
Meo's still building roaches right now, and now an Ultra. How many Immortals are in that army? I feel like he's already got 3 or 4 Immortals. Going Ultras here, I mean, there's only 3. If there was 4 or 5, it'd be much worse, but still, going Ultras into a guy who's already got Immortals, it's not nearly as effective.
Yeah, and Stalkers do bonus against armored as well, so the Stalkers aren't terrible once the Immortals are done, and there's a lot of Stalkers.
All right. Oh, my lord. Feedback goes down. Viper gets popped. The other one out of energy. The Roaches eat a Storm as well. They are quite damaged. Does have to defend the 5th base, though. TeebuL. Oh, man. Looks like he's going to lose that 5th base. The Roaches coming on in. The Stalker's actually willing to take the fight. He just blinks up there. TeebuL's army is similar army supply size now. And he's no longer afraid of a Roach-focused force. Even if Meo splits up, there's a lot of cannons on the bottom base. But wait, Meo's found a path up the middle. Zealot DT goes in and starts doing damage. Meo hitting the 3rd base. There's a lot of static there. The battery overcharge and the DTs should be able to deal with this with time. But oh, our Tosis pylon gets sniped down there. And this is getting very scrappy. TeebuL's taking out bases on the top. Meo is forced back by the DTs. It looks like this trade is going in TeebuL's favor. And only Ultras and Zerglings being built. Meo is only building units that are countered by TeebuL's army. And that, he can maybe get the perfect engage and make it work. But this is not, he's not showing very good choices of unit composition right now. So Meo better show an amazing surround, or it's just not going to work for him.
Yeah, this is going to come down to where the fight happens, because the units are looking way better for TeebuL, especially if he's in a choke point. There's a couple High Templar there, which is great, but I'm much more worried for Meo about this army here in the middle of the map, which just got cut in half, actually, with that recall. The Storms can do their job against those Roaches.
Nice trap that, but he lost all the High Templar to the Lings. All the High Templar just went down. They were just jacked up on energy. He needs to make more High Templar. If he didn't realize what happened, that could be huge, because he hasn't replaced them. And this army now, he doesn't have the Storm for the Zerglings. If you don't have the Storm for the Lings and the Roaches, yes, your Archons will clear them with time, but he's not warping them back in. TeebuL may not realize, he may get in the middle of a fight and suddenly go, wait, why can't I Psystorm? This is a big problem for him.
Yeah, it's a good call and well noticed. And he's got a couple High Templar here full of energy.
That will be 4 Storms, so yep, definitely going to help him out there. They may have come from one of the bottom bases.
5
He's going to
more
roam.
Ultras, lots more Ultras.
And Vipers. Now, Blinding Cloud on Immortal Archon wrecks them, right? Because they just can't hit the Ultras from far away. But definitely, if you get like enough Archon Immortal, it's so hard for the Ultras to get through that. And Psystorm feedback as well. I mean, TeebuL is building the perfect army for this situation. He's breaking the gold base again. Another kill, not a cancel. And I can't help but feel Meo, I mean, with like literal 10 minutes of full map control, hasn't been able to overrun with it. But here we go. Find some movement. Big counterattack. Never count Meo out. The Ultra Roach is going ham on the 3rd and the 4th base of TeebuL.
All right, looks like we're heading towards base trade territory here as TeebuL really can't come home and do anything about it. He recalled not too long ago. And Meo's just killed a ton of probes, and now he's walking back home, trying to get on creep to cut off this army from getting into his natural.
So much Psystorm, so many Archons. 4 Immortals, a Disruptor, a lot of Stalkers. It's a pretty big wide open area right there. TeebuL wants to get into the choke point. He's going to get in there. Nice Psystorms all over this army. The Blinding Cloud is huge, Maynard.
The Storms are huge. The Blinding Clouds are huge. There's Splash going absolutely everywhere. These Storms inside of that choke point. These Ultras, oh my god, they're getting minced by these Storms, these Immortals, these Stalkers.
Oh my
It seems like TeebuL might just have enough in the end with that choke point coming in super clutch for him.
Oh, wow. He's doing defensive blink micro. The Roach takes out the last Immortal. He's got to get out of here with these Stalkers. I think with the Remax of Lings, maybe Meo can do it, but Meo's got no money. TeebuL with an impossible comeback. What in the heck?
Goodness gracious. This series, man. It's between 2 games, and it's not like, you know... Oh, man. It's just... it's entertaining. Say that. It's entertaining. It's just... You do not know what you're going to get with these 2 players. Great fun to see 2. I mean, honestly, this reminds me of the final when they played against each other. It's just, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a box of chocolates, Forrest Gump memes.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, that is a crazy comeback for TeebuL. You look at this game in the context of game 1, where I'm sure there were some people going, just get out, man. Why are you wasting time? But we saw there that TeebuL's like, no. If I just like keep building static, get the defensive units up, I can definitely get back in the game. I mean, he did a cute opening once again. I still am not sold on TeebuL's openings at all. I think he's ended up a bit behind both games in a row. But from there, the way he fought back, he was down 2 bases for about 5 minutes, but he defended an onslaught of units, got some great Psystorms. The battery cannon usage was spectacular.
I thought this was it, that moment there for MeomaikA, but around about when the Vipers came out, I started to get more and more concerned. Saw the numbers starting to get real close and TeebuL starting to come back, and also the composition. You know, I mentioned it multiple times how the composition of TeebuL was getting better and better, and Meo's was just kind of, you know, not getting worse, but it was stagnant. And then eventually the Ultras came out, and the Ultras are obviously a fantastic unit to be assisting here. But you're up against a guy with +3 attack Immortals, 4 or 5 of them, and this position, Meo had to go in here. It had to happen, but TeebuL managed to sneak his way into this choke point. He had that concave. It's like he's defending his natural here against the Zerg, but it's actually MeomaikA's natural is the offender, and he got insane splash damage on all of the Zerg units at what, 5-6 times? The Storm's just killing everything in the middle there.
Dude, that's a very good as well, because I thought he was going to get surrounded just outside that choke point where there'd be way more surface area for the Ultras, but he just kind of wiggled in there just in time. The Psystorms were massive. The Immortal Archon looked great. Very good play there by TeebuL, and we've got to kind of think about what was going on in Meo's head. I think he was so focused on this almost pure Archon High Templar army. So he was like, oh, Storm, splash damage. Like, I gotta get media units. I have to play Roaches. And okay, what's a better tanky unit? Ultras, right? So he was so focused on that he kept building them well past their use by date, and swapping to Broodlords would have been so good in that game. I mean, he had so much room to get Broods. He had so much room to also go into a big Muta swap. Either would have caused a lot of trouble for this man, who is not going for the 13 pylon this game. He's going to go back for the 14 pylon. An amazing comeback to tie up the series. Let's see what else he can bring. It's TeebuL.
And in the bottom left here, represented by the Juggernauts, the man from Nam, this is MeomaikA.
That is a very early spawning pool there, but for Meo, it's a normal spawning pool. He likes that pool hatch build. TeebuL will be blocking it just like in game 1 though, so I think it's well worth a pylon to delay that hatchery there. The probe will put that down. Definitely worth. Only a single gas opening. Remember, I was saying I'm not sold on TeebuL's openings up to this point. I feel like they haven't put him in a great position. I think this time he's going for a much more standard build, a 1 gas opening. He's going to go Cybercore before Nexus, and that's just to deal with the fact that Meo likes to put on the 4 or 6 Zergling pressure at the start. So getting the core out allows you to get an Adept early, and that can both defend the Lings and go Scout and apply some pressure if he chooses.
Indeed. Sorry, I just realized that I muted myself instead of something else. That's not how you cast, Maynard. All right, back on in.
Are doing?
Oh, you know, just certain websites. Don't worry about it. No, I had ESL open, and then I'd like hit the mute button on the ESL because I wanted to hear if we were having mic problems. That was the real answer. I'm sorry.
No worries, mate. Well, the Zerglings are coming in and going to start working on that gate. Stalker first should be plenty good. No Nexus down yet, though. Now, this feels like the Nexus is being massively delayed for what is not that crazy a commitment from Meo. I mean, this feels like a huge win once again, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, not convinced by the opener.
Yeah. I mean, he played great afterwards, so it's like, dude, if he could have the openings of Probe from yesterday, but then, you know, play a bit differently, I think things would look a bit nicer for TeebuL. We'll see how it goes. Doesn't want to take chances here, and one of the big problems a lot of players have is just letting Meo in their head. Like, look at this. He's so worried about an all-in. He's building another gateway to wall off before getting tech. It might just be part of his plan to play a 3-gate, but leaving an idle probe there as well. Definitely an inefficient opening for TeebuL. Meo should just be holding the worker key down. Now, funnily enough, the late Nexus has scared Meo into building ridiculously fast spore crawlers well before he would need them. His spores are finishing at the same time the Stargate begins. So, in a way, the previous plays from TeebuL have conditioned Meo to be afraid of very early oracles.
Certainly. I think Meo has been, you know, eaten what TeebuL's been cooking so far in the series, though, as far as the opener is concerned. It's gone his way. He knows what he's up against. TeebuL really hasn't changed things up much at all, as well. So he must just really believe in it.
Well, I got to say, I think with the late Stargate, I'd like to just see 1 Void Ray and nothing else, or 1 Void Ray and 1 Oracle. The thing is that with Meo, scouting isn't that important versus him, and an Oracle is only effective early in the game. The later an Oracle comes out, the worse it is. So, like, if he goes 1 Oracle, I'm fine with it. But if he goes the kind of same build order as the previous games, then I am going to be very critical of that because, yeah, Meo's going up to his lair, adding some gases here. And Zealot does just instantly get surrounded on its way out. The Overlord spots that as well. Robo goes down now for TeebuL behind this.
Okay, all right. Interesting. All right, we are seeing some changes in the winds here.
Do you think maybe Quick Disruptor?
I mean, Quick Disruptor or something. I mean, I'd be more convinced it was Prism if there was a little bit more signs of Gateway being dropped here from TeebuL. Still just got the 2.
I mean, you could do just light Adept Harass or something like that, but after an Oracle and a Phoenix, it kind of lacks any real punch. Meo not taking advantage to get ahead economically. He's building a massive Zergling, so I think he's anticipating a 3rd, and, you know, it's kind of funny because I do feel like TeebuL's giving him room to get ahead economically, and Meo's not taking it, and that's the weird meta you get when these two are playing. It's like really odd.
Okay, so Prism Harassment. This could be Disruptor drop, or it could be a Colossus drop, but unfortunately, Meo's dropping a Spire here.
Oh, that could be checkmate. That could be checkmate, man. It's perfect against this. Like,
I know, what a call.
Oh.
You know,
sometimes you can see into the Matrix, man. Meo
sometimes
knows.
Yeah, sometimes you play blackjack and the dealer just gives you an ace and a king.
Oh, TeebuL, I hope you see this so we get a longer game, mate. It would be cool to see some back and forth. Mio's just, yeah, he's just like, hey man, going up towards Muse. He doesn't have many gases though. So I am a little curious with Mio where I'm like, okay man, get those gases if you want to be building mutas. Lots of gateways on the way. Looks like a 2-base all in. Are we going to see a single Colossus all in? Nope, a Disruptor. Okay,
Even better.
So weird, man. This is, yeah, oh my god. And there's just no way he can hit until Mio's already got mutas out.
This feels like something that is like just handcrafted for this particular Zerg, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes Mio just makes a Spire, which is the complication here.
You know, I was talking about it yesterday. I was like, hey, the one thing missing from Mio's play in the last year and a half is he doesn't mix Spire in very much at all. And if he did that and added that, I was saying this yesterday, I was like, if he just adds that to his you know, his choice of builds once in a while, it's so powerful because of the way he plays in the other games with the crazy Hydra Ling builds and stuff.
Now,
and yeah, this is just perfect for him.
Now, he is making a lot of Lings and also going into Roaches here. He just, I think with those Lings, he saw maybe 4 or 5 Zealots, which is a huge tell.
Yeah, he doesn't have any gases.
No, yeah.
So
he can make like 4
them.
Mutilisks, so the Spire actually might not matter.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try and defend on the ground. There is a Colossus on the way. No probing for that 3rd base, so I guess it's probably going to be a 2 Disruptor, 2 Colossus mass gateway all in. And if TeebuL just scares him enough into not having to build those other units, it could work out. TeebuL is supply blocked right now, though, quite badly on 86. See some Lings coming across the map. The Disruptor Prism goes back. He's got a few probes long distance mining, but those are like fake probes. He actually could have them mining as natural more efficiently.
The Vintage dropping 3 pylons at once.
It's unfortunate timing right now for TeebuL. Oh no, the Zealot's just getting caught out in the middle of no man's land. Oh, where's the Disruptor drop? It's trying to make its way back, but it's not here. Oh, this is an absolute disaster. TeebuL may not have been planning to take this 3rd, but he needed those Zealots to be in his army. This is just looking like such an awkward game for him now. Corruptors, they'll do the job. They'll kill Colossus. They'll kill the Prism.
That's all he needs. I mean, it's looking like checkmate unit-wise, but any other game, any other players would be like, nah. But okay, now I'm convinced.
Yep. Goodbye. The Disruptors do get dropped out, but I mean, TeebuL, it feels like is just so behind every game, yet the score is somehow 1-1. I can't imagine it ends up being 2-1 in his favor, though. I mean, this army, it just doesn't have any play.
I mean, Mio's like, I don't even need creep, man. I'm coming out here.
I mean, the Disruptor shots just have to be absolutely game-ending in of themselves for him to have a chance here.
Indeed. Stasis wards. I'm trying to do the caster thing where I'm like, TeebuL can do this, you know?
Well, really, I mean, maybe he somehow can, but honestly, we are looking at a TeebuL that is afraid right now. He's playing afraid, and this is what happens to most Protoss when they play Mio, because he's so unpredictable. He's so different. It's hard to get practice against. Like, you can know what he does, but you can't practice unless you can get him to agree to play practice games with you. You can't practice against anyone who plays anything like him, and that's
you need hands-on experience with someone like this. It's like theory learning, like book learning versus practical learning.
Exactly. It's so awkward, and yeah, you keep seeing things, and there's all these inbuilt reactions that you want to do that would make sense against a normal player, and they don't make sense against him. So you're constantly fighting your own instincts to stick on the game plan and really stick with what you figured out before the game, and that's what he's struggling with right now. TeebuL's still massing up essentially a very delayed 2-base all in. He has a 3rd, but you know, it's only got a handful of probes on it, and they're mostly just probes transferred from the main as it's half mined out. A giant Roachling Corruptor army is here. Disruptor does miss its first shot. Here we go. Oh, he's trying to come in. Lings from the left side. Roaches and Lings from all sides.
Yeah, he's got to let the Lings do their thing for a little bit here, just to let the Disruptors fire off their Novas. He's respecting the Novas. The Corruptors are fighting an Oracle right now. I would like to see the target fire on the Colossus. There we go. But the Colossus going down. It is now just Stalker, Sentry, and Disruptor. The army's kind of close, but yeah, it looks like Mio's going to finally get in there, get that full wrap around, and that should be curtains for TeebuL.
Once he gets on top of your Disruptors, that's when things are all gone there, and TeebuL unable to make it happen. Falling way behind in game 3, and Mio makes that one look very smooth. Back in the driver's seat in a series, which very well could have been a 3-0 for MeomaikA, but nonetheless, he's got himself a lead. He's only 1 game away.
Indeed. Reigning champ on match point here for the region. He's going to secure him a spot rather in the winners finals if he gets that next map win. And I think Data C might. Oh no, excuse me. Just trying to remember the picked maps and who picked what. That was the MeomaikA pick, and TeebuL had the last one. So yeah, TeebuL. They seem pretty closely matched, but very build ordery. You know, these two players, not one of those kind of players that are reactive and very reliant on mechanics. Very much like a strategist. Both very strategical. So it's unfortunately can have some of those StarCraft games where they kind of just end. You know, because one of them downloads the other one's build and just somehow, you know, counters it straight out of the gate, like Meo did in that game.
Well, it's one of these interesting things now where I actually don't hate TeebuL's style. I really think TeebuL's style makes a lot of sense, just like last time he played Meo. But yeah, when you're playing from a deficit, you know, an all-in attack especially suffers, right? If you're playing a longer game, you can drag yourself back in. We saw that on Cosmic Sapphire. But otherwise, if you're kind of, I got to hit this sharp attack, every second matters, and then you're just like, you know, you're a minute and a half behind where you should be because of the way the early game's gone. Definitely, I think if TeebuL can find a way to stabilize on his next map pick, which I think will be Data C, it definitely can be a situation that he turns around here.
All right, well, we're going to have to find out soon after the break with you guys. So we'll see you then, guys. MeomaikA TeebuL Game 4 very, very soon. Don't go away. going on, mates? Welcome back to the Oceania Rest of Asia main event here for the DreamHack Masters. We're playing for the Atlanta season. I am main up. With me is Piggly Wiggly. And we are going towards game 4 between MeomaikA and TeebuL, which is match point for the man from NAM, he our reigning champ. He is looking pretty good. I mean, in the games that he wins, he's looking very MeomaikA, you know what I mean? In the games that he loses, actually still looking pretty MeomaikA. You know, he loses in true MeomaikA fashion as well.
Yeah, he definitely does, but you know, he's finding himself in some good situations so far, and he's getting shown strange things, and he's reacting very well, because it's hard to read this sort of play that TeebuL's bringing out, but he seems to be just in his element, fluidly dealing with things that come his way, not really letting him get momentum, get the machine rolling or anything like that. So it's time now, of course, game 4, where TeebuL has to make sure he wins this game and the next one to go forwards into that winner's side finals. It's been a lot of 2-base timing so far, often just taking the third more as a fake than anything else. But most importantly of all, I think the opening phase is crucial. So my eyes are going to be glued to TeebuL's build order. Meo has mixed it up a bit with hatch first and pool first. The TeebuL's been doing a lot of like 13 pylon, 14 gate. He's been doing quick stargates, delaying his nexus, going for shield battery, zealot, and stalker before nexus. That's all been putting him behind. So of course, this man in the top right, the overwhelming favorite in this match. He's never lost a series to this Protoss player. In the right side, it is the Juggernauts, MeomaikA.
And on the far left here of Data C, it is the Pakistani / UK / Protoss TeebuL.
Coming in for that scout. Once again, a hatchery first here. So Meo not sticking it with the pool first that he's so famous for. Forge goes down reactively. TeebuL's going to be doing a cannon rush here. All right. Dude, he is not sitting back whatsoever. And you know what? This could go very well. Pylon is going to go down there. There's no way Meo can defend this, I don't think. Yeah, these pylon wall-offs will easily get up. 4 drones could force him to build a bunch more buildings, but should be able to get a cancel on this hatchery.
Very rough start here, and that full wall giving MeomaikA a real problem. He's going to have to get those cancels in. All right, just nestles in that cannon right in the corner. That's covering the ramp. That's in range of everything in that mineral line, so...
Oh, he'll need more cannons than that, though. He's only got one actual cannon started. He's taken...
2 in here.
Yeah, he's got to be building more than that. Oh, man, those spines are up ahead of his cannons. Cannons do build faster, though. They do take less time to build than spine crawlers.
They do indeed. One cannon is not going to be able to kill these spines. He's going to be in range of that one spine there. So going to have to cancel that one spine is MeomaikA. But if all 3 of these spines get up, there is a world where MeomaikA can start to poke this back, literally.
Yeah, I don't think TeebuL can kill the base here, but we'll see. He will actually get rid of 2 of the spines. And actually, if he beats the 3rd one as well with that 4th cannon coming down, oh, this could be very nice for TeebuL. If he can get rid of that hatchery and get the 4 spine commitment, that'll be a massive advantage.
Yeah, well, the spines have largely gone down here, repositioning that one up to the north side. Hatchery taking a big licking here.
The cannons aren't even trying to fight the spines. They're literally focused on the hatchery. Nothing else, he says. As long as I get that, that's all that matters. Behind this, the cyber core is done, and adepts are already on the way. I think there's Zerglings trying to break through the wall of TeebuL right now. But
this is going to be close, I think.
Oh, he does cancel that, but the adept will be out. Oh, my lord, the transfuse!
Yeah, this is going to be close.
Oh, one more.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, that is unfortunate for MeomaikA and very good for TeebuL. As TeebuL, of course. Oh, he's trying. Whoa. That's crazy, though. Trying to cannon out there is insane. There's no way. If he just pulls drones, he can stop it, but he's not pulling drones, and there's an adept almost here. Oh, my lord. He might actually get the cancel on this one as well.
Brutal. I love it, though. You know, you just don't see cannon rushes in this region very often.
No, not at all. It's been a long time. The adept is down here defending this these cannons. One of them will get cancelled there. Has to cancel that, and very well done by TeebuL. Now, TeebuL's Stargate's already finished. He can start making Oracles or Void Rays right now. He's definitely got the cancel on this 3rd base. There we go. It gets cancelled. TeebuL should cancel this pylon and cannon as well. And he does so, and he will be building the Nexus at home behind the Oracle, but massively screwing with Meo's opening, going straight into the Oracle tech. I don't think he'll find many openings because there's already 2 queens and a spore on the way. But it just gives such control, and it's going to be very difficult for Meo to even take this third base and secure it.
Yeah, everything has been messed with for MeomaikA. Everything is late, everything's delayed, nothing's lined up. And all you guys know that when you play ladder games, you got your build order and it gets messed with like this, it is so hard to stabilize. Obviously, for players this level, they can stabilize a little bit faster, but it is still like just it's inside of his head right now. MeomaikA right now is just trying to put out fires. Meanwhile, TeebuL is just very comfortably and calmly proceeding to phase 2 of the plan. He's going to get 2 drones? No, not quite in the main there.
Yeah, just 1 drone. Second Oracle is on the way. First Oracle going into the natural. What's it going to find? At least 1 or 2 drones there. Very nice start, and can get in the back of this base. Lots of angles you can come in on this map, so it's a pretty good map for those Oracles, and he even walls himself in completely to make sure Meo can't run Zerglings past the cannon or anything like that.
And more drone kills. Every drone kill here is very rough for MeomaikA.
Yeah, leaving those cannons there is kind of funny. The Zerglings running back on into the base here. Behind it, though, 28 pros versus 28 drones. The third base is up. +1 is starting on the Forge. TeebuL says, hey, I've got the Forge. Might as well use it. It's going to be a really interesting follow-up, as I actually think it's going to even out. And as much as MeomaikA's build has been disrupted, there was a lot of cannons that got committed to. If the Oracles can't find any more follow-up damage, then, you know, the third base is up. Meo will be very comfortable macroing out of an awkward position because he always plays awkward positions. And TeebuL, he's going to have to secure that third base.
Oracle over the extractor here. A little bit more drone damage. Main base attempting as well. The Oracle's not really synced up. They're just kind of in different areas. So Oracle flies over, and I think just that's the first he's seen of that third base is confirming it.
Like to see an Oracle at home secure this third base. Twilight and extra gateways aren't coming down right now for TeebuL, but if he stays only on 2 base, then Meo will be able to build a lead for himself in this game.
Yeah, it ain't over yet. TeebuL dropping those extra 3 gateways. It's putting him up to 4, right?
Yeah. Hydra Den's on the way for Meo. He's already up 10 workers. Did we see Glaives or Charge start yet? I don't think so.
Oh, I don't even know if he's got a Twilight. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it just starts Charge now. Again, like, I really am not a huge fan of going, like, a lot of Charge lots, especially against against a guy that just makes that big wall of Lings with the Hydras behind it. But I guess there won't be as many because of how the start of this game's gone.
He'll have +1 as well, right?
True.
And no armor
yeah,
upgrades.
I forgot about +1.
Can 2-shot the Lings. So, I mean, Zealots are meant to trade amazingly as long as you got 1 more attack upgrade over their armor upgrades. But, like, there's always the thing of there's going to be some very weak points where if he has 20 more army supply than you, your Zealots are going to just crumple because the Hydras will kill them too quickly.
That's kind of forcing the Overlord into the main base a bit more.
Yep, normally you see people trying to push it away, but he wanted to trap it inside. Gives away the information of what he's up to. Is probing up a little bit is TeebuL, so it feels like he's going to be heading into Zealot Archon from this situation. Hydra Ling production non-stop for Meo. 53 drones versus 45 pros to the Protoss. The Oracle. Uh-oh!
Oh my god.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh man. Templar Archives drops here. Charge is about to finish. Now, TeebuL's made a bunch of gates, and it looked like he wanted to go for the big ol' attack. And it's going to have to be a big ol' defense instead. As MeomaikA decides, you know what? I'm going to try and punch back here. That third Nexus, I'm looking at it.
Already breaking the rocks down. Augments is already done. That is the Hydralisk movement speed upgrade about to finish. Ooh, only hits 2. Wow, very good pullback. Yeah, lots of Zealots are here. Now that Meo sees that, he should just go home, wait for more Hydras, because these Zealots aren't going to get better with time. That being said, TeebuL does have +2 and a Templar Archives finishing. Oof.
Yeah, a couple Archons in the mix. Storm especially, the big winning spell for TeebuL in game 2. Oh, nice catch on a few of these Zealots, getting a few more done there.
I talked about how you can't be down 20 army supply. He's down 30 army supply, Maynard. The battery overcharge is very good.
Stasis killed.
But dude, the Hydras are so scary. There's so many of them. Zealots against Hydraling is all about who has the better economy and the better setup. And it seems like Meo somehow came out of this early game a little bit ahead, despite losing 2 of his bases. It was such a big investment on the cannons. That Archon getting focused down. The Zealot flank is nice, but there's just not enough numbers for TeebuL.
Pulls back the Hydras, gets him into that clump. Every single Hydra is firing on these units, and TeebuL has lost absolutely everything. And what the actual fudge happened in that video game, Pig?
MeomaikA fudged him up, mate. That
Fudged
there
him
was
real good.
Yeah.